Is that shocking? No,
well, there
not.
we go, folks.
Okay, that's it.
You can all go home now.
You don't have to worry about all those presents.
We just wiped Christmas out, so we'll.
Yeah. Well, let's do it. I mean, as if we were, biblical detectives, and we're here in the Holy Land. Okay. First of all, first clue, Luke 2. It says, "And she gave birth to her firstborn son. She wrapped him in cloths, laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. In the same region, there were some shepherds staying out in the fields, keeping watch over their flocks by night." That alone is a clue right there.
It is?
Yeah, absolutely. Because people who argue December 25th seek to deal with this. The rabbis say in the Talmud that shepherds would only be out in the fields around March until the next rainy season. So people argue, well, the winter there is not, the winter still gets cold there too. I mean, if you've been to Israel in the winter, it does get, I've been there when there's been snow. It's not just that they're out, they're not just keeping their sheep in the pens. They're out in the fields and at night, which is very strange. Why would they be out in the fields at night? Well, some people have argued, this is another one, that he was born in the autumn, he was born during the Feast of Tabernacles, which I understand because they say, well, God tabernacling with us. The problem with that is that during Tabernacles, the males had to all be in Jerusalem. So the birth of Messiah would not cause Joseph to break the law by being outside of Jerusalem when he's born. It's not going to do that. The birth of Messiah is going to fulfill everything. So there is one time of the year that shepherds would especially be out with their flocks at night. Only one. That's in the springtime. Why are they watching their flocks at all hours? Because shepherds during one particular time do that. It's when the sheep give birth to lambs. In the lambing season. That's the only time. That's what they're watching. At any time of day, any time of night, they're watching for any birth. That's the only time. And when would that happen? The lambs are not like people. They're only born at one time.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I must be a dummy. Honestly.
No. Lambs are only born at a certain time of the year, not like us. They can only be born at a certain season. Lambs are born in the springtime. That's the first thing. They're born in the springtime. They could start as early as February, but it really would go March, April. That's the center. That's the Hebrew month of Nisan. We're going to also go through Nisan is that month. So during that, they'd be watching it, which all fits together because, the shepherds, their job is to watch because a lamb, they have to make sure that lamb's okay. So it's what a perfect thing to begin with because Jesus is the Lamb of God. So why would God who would he have to greet the birth? Shepherds who are watching for the birth of the Lamb. So here, that's so perfect of God. Messiah is the Lamb of God, and they're there greeting. That's what they're doing. And where is he born? He's born in Bethlehem or Beit Lechem. And the thing is that Bethlehem, people don't know this, because of some clues we have in the writings of the rabbis, was actually a place where the lambs that they had were actually the lambs for the temple sacrifice. Bethlehem especially was the lambs for the temple sacrifice.
Really?
So here, what more perfect place and time, Messiah born at the time of the lambs, when the sacrificial lambs are born, in the place where they're born. Now here's something else that is going to point to this period. There's a clue in Exodus. Exodus 12 says, take a lamb, a male, 1 year old, it's the Passover lamb. And so now you can read that and miss something. The lamb that is the Passover lamb, and Jesus, Yeshua, is the Passover lamb, is a year old at the time of Passover. So it means it had to be born a year before in the springtime to be a year old. So here Messiah, so the Passover lamb dies on Passover. Messiah is the Passover lamb. He dies on Passover, but it's also born at the time of Passover. That's Nisan, spring. So Messiah, if the Passover lamb is born at the same time when it dies. So that's the next clue. And so the next thing is the holy day. Next clue is the holy days of Israel. And here, what does that have to do with this mystery? Well, the central events of Messiah's life and his time on earth, they all take place on Hebrew holy days. I mean, and we'll start. And one people don't even realize Palm Sunday. The first thing is he's going to his passion, getting on that dock, going there. That's a Hebrew holiday. People don't realize the first Hebrew holiday ever given to Israel was Palm Sunday. And where it is, it doesn't say Palm Sunday. It's in Exodus 12 when it says, take a lamb on the 10th day of the month. You'll take the lamb, you'll keep it for 4 days, you'll take the lamb to your house. That's called the 10th of Nisan. The first command given to Israel to continually keep, the 10th of Nisan, is the day of the lamb. The day that they take the lamb to their house, keep it there until the time of the sacrifice. So what happens? the 10th of Nisan, count back from the Last Supper as Passover, the 14th, 15th of Nisan, go back, you are at Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday is the 10th of Nisan. It's the first Hebrew day ever given, and it's the day that they are actually, when he's coming to Jerusalem, they're all taking the lambs to their house. God is taking the Lamb of God to his house on the day of the lamb being taken to the house.
Oh my!
It's all there.
Really amazing.
And the first thing in this, the first command ever given to Israel to go was, think about this, was take the lamb. In Hebrew, you can translate it, accept the lamb, receive the lamb. The first command he gives to the Jewish people is accept the lamb. And when they fulfill that first commandment, it's all, the age is complete. But that was the very first command, and that was the day. And it also can be even translated, seize the lamb. He comes into Jerusalem, he's going to be seized. But so all the lambs, he's watching them come in, and he is coming as the Lamb of God. God is moving him, getting ready for the sacrifice on the same day. I mean, God is so perfect, so perfect. So everything, that's just one. I didn't even mean to share on that. That's one. And the thing is that, and then when does he die? He dies on the other Hebrew holy day, which is Passover, the Lamb. When does he rise? He rises on the other Hebrew holy day. We can do a whole thing on this. The Feast of First Fruit, the day of the first fruit, when the first fruit is lifted up from the earth as the new life, after the new life of God, he is raised up as the first fruit. Paul even says it's on the day of the first fruit. Everything happens. Then you think, what's the next great event of the church? It's Pentecost. Pentecost is a Jewish holiday. People don't realize that. Yes. Pentecost is Shavuot in Hebrew. You know that the word Pentecost is a Jewish word that those same Greek rabbis who came up with the tower, calling it the come let us build a tower, they're the same ones who came up with the name Pentecost. And Pentecost is a Jewish holiday. In fact, there are some Orthodox Jews will know that they're celebrating Pentecost. They were the first Pentecostals because they're celebrating that. Moses was the Pentecostal. He told them to celebrate this. And in Greek, it's Pentecost 50 days. In Hebrew, it's Feast of Weeks. Same thing. So everything happens on a Hebrew holiday of his life. His death, his resurrection. So, of course, his birth. God is very accurate and absolute. It's going to happen on a significant holy day of Israel. So the question is, which one? It begins in the springtime. The first feast is Passover. The age begins with Passover, Messiah on the cross. And it ends with tabernacles, when God will come down and tabernacle. And so we can do a whole thing on this, but the whole age is that. So when would he be born prophetically? It's not going to be in the autumn. That's the second coming. Got to be in the spring again. It all points back to the spring. And it points back to this month called Nisan, which means the beginning. The month means the beginning. That's what it means. That's when it all begins. So, and everything he does in order.
Yes,
Palm Sunday, he does it according to those days. So if you count back, you got resurrection in the Nisan, you got Passover, 15th of Nisan, you got Palm Sunday, 10th of Nisan. You only have a few more days from the beginning that this has got to happen. So it's narrowing it down now to the very first days of Nisan. And so now the next clue. Every time he fulfills a holy day, he doesn't just fulfill the time, the theme of that day, he fulfills it. For instance, Passover, he dies as the Passover lamb. First fruits, he rises. So everything has to do with that. Is there any day on the Hebrew calendar that would match up with birth, new beginning, new everything? There is one day, and it happens to be in Nisan. And the one day is Nisan 1, which is the very beginning of the Hebrew year, the very day that begins everything. And this is the day that it's the real New Year, though most Jewish people think Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah, Rosh Hashanah.
It's not. The real New Year of God is Nisan 1. Now, the thing about Nisan 1 is you don't have to be in Jerusalem. There's no command to be in Jerusalem, yet it's a holy day, so Joseph could be there at that time. And think about this. It's the day that begins the calendar. It changes the calendar. The old calendar is gone. The new calendar begins. What does Messiah's birth do when he comes to this world? He changes the calendar. Yes. The whole calendar is changed, BC AD, and there's one day in the Hebrew calendar that matches that, and that's Nisan 1. It's the calendar changer. But now we're going to even go deeper. We're going to go to the moon now. Okay, we go for the moon. But this is not, and I want to tell you, as we're doing this, there's all sorts of things that touch on a million other things, so it's good. The mystery of the moon. And that is, the Hebrew calendar is based on the moon, and that's where we get the word month. So the moon. And so when Jesus died, people don't realize this, he died at the full moon. When he died, it was a full moon. Why? Every Hebrew month begins with a new moon, starts.
Right.
It reaches its peak at the full moon. That's what it's called. The month is in its fullness. That's right in the middle. Jesus died on the Nisan 14-15, the middle, that's Passover. That's when the moon had to be full that day, had to be full. And as a symbol, Nisan means the beginning. It's the month that means the beginning. The full moon means it's the fulfillment of this beginning, this first coming. It's at the fullness of it. So his whole life is leading up to this fullness, this moon. And so when would his life begin? If it fulfills at the full moon of Nisan, means the month of the beginning, first coming, it would begin on the new moon of Nisan, the very beginning of it, and that's Nisan 1. So his whole month, there's a moon mystery behind this whole thing too. Every Hebrew calendar, every year. But I want to go now to the stars. We went to the moon, let's go to the stars.
Okay.
And to do the stars, we have to go to the people who were priests, but not Jewish priests, of the religion called Zoroastrianism, which we know as the Magus or the Magi. The strange Magi, or in Hebrew, the Magim.
So they were astrologists.
Yes, let's get into that. Yeah, about astrology. We'll get it. Yeah.
They were looking. They saw the coming of the Lord in the star.
They did, and they did, and you know that there's actually a prophecy about the Magi. People don't really in the Old Testament. Isaiah 60 says, "Arise and shine, your light has come," and then it says, "Nations will come, kings will come," and then it says, "A herd of camels will cover your land, for they will come bearing gold and frankincense." That's Isaiah 60. It actually prophesies the Magi. They will come with gold and frankincense, camels,
how did I ever miss
gold and frankincense. It's God. There's so much in there. You read it, and it's like I think because only God just puts it in there. I don't know. And it says gold and frankincense, and they'll come praising the Lord. That's the Magi. So the word's given that they're going to come, and then you find in Matthew it says Jesus, Yeshua, was born in Bethlehem, and Magi from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, "Where is he who was born King of the Jews? We saw his star in the east, and we came to worship him." Here we have now the clue of the Magi. The Magi that were priests and, as you said, astrologers. Now we know astrology is wrong, bad, have nothing to do with it. No Christian has any business. But God is sovereign, and that's what they know. They're looking in the stars. Back then, astrology and astronomy were basically the same. They believed there were signs. But God is able to speak. So the thing is that, what is this star? Now, there's people who've said it's some conjunction. Well, the problem is no natural star is able to move across the thing. I mean, it can move in the heavens with everything, but it can't move and guide you to a place. So it is a supernatural thing. But what's happening is, what do we know about this star? That they're led to a manger. And first of all, say something else, and you probably all know it, but this is a misconception. You see the nativity scenes, and you see the Magi there. The Magi were never there. They were never there. The Magi were 2 years later. Now, do we have a clue? When did this happen? Well, his Herod's alive, and he says 2 years, kill them, according to when they saw the star. So, Herod, do we know when he died? Herod died 4 BC. So right away, we know that Jesus was born BC. He wasn't born on the 0. We know that's a mistake. It's really not the year, whatever it is, it's 2012, it's really 2016, if you go, or more than that. But he had to be born BC because Herod died BC. So then, but it's 2 years before. So that's pointing us to 6 BC with the Magi seeing something. Now, here's another clue here in the mystery. If the Magi just saw a star in the sky, how would they know that this is King of the Jews? I mean, how would they put a star, a star appears, but how do you know King of the Jews? One interesting thing is that, remember, there was the prophet Daniel, and he went to Babylon. The Bible says that he became the head of the wise men of Persia. The wise men of Persia were the Magi. So actually, Daniel is the one who actually gives the time of Messiah's coming. He gives that countdown. So it's possible he could have passed down that went to the Magi the time around when he came. They still wouldn't know when he's born, but it would say when he's going to Jerusalem. They still wouldn't, but they could already be saying, okay, something may happen soon. But how do they know, by looking at a star, how do you get King of the Jews? And here's a thing, and remember, it's not about astrology is wrong, but God is able to speak the language to speak to them. Yes. And this is the thing, around in 6 BC, same time, we know there was something that happened. Anyone into the stars would have seen it. There was a convergence of Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, Mars, all converging to one part of the sky. And there was also something called a double occultation. But anyway, there's all these things happening. But they said, where is the King of the Jews? They were astrologers. In the language of the stars, they thought it was a star, but it was a wandering star, it was a planet. One star was linked to the king, and that was Jupiter. When you saw that, that was the king star, or it was a planet. But then what does that do? How do you get Jews? They say, where's the king? There's an ancient astronomer, a Greek, or says this in a book called Tetrabibla. Says there was, in the land of Judea, was linked to the constellation in the ancient world to Aries, the ram. That the ancient world, when they saw that, they said Judea. So why is that significant? What happened in 6 BC is that all these things converge, and Jupiter, it comes in the picture big time. Things are happening with Jupiter, and they all come to the place that's linked to Judea in the sky. It's all linked to this thing, Aries. So they would look at this and say,
A large print Bible. But the thing of it is, it has, and I just feel some of you really need to, get founded on the Word. In that prison, I devoured the Word. It changed my life. And so we're trying to finish Lori's house. We finished it, but we didn't build the daycare. And we found out that ladies need to be able to bring their children sometimes when they're having another baby. Let's just go 45. It'll be nice. Let's do 45, okay. And I'll give you this free. Study the words of Jesus from the prison cell of Jim Baker, it says.
When you order the Bible.
When you order the Bible.
Yes.
So you get them both.
Okay.
And it's in this wonderful large print, giant print, and it's a red letter. So, and it's got maps and stuff in it. But I want you to start reading this.
It's the end.
And you can read the red first. If you haven't read the Bible a lot, get into Jesus. Then you run everything by him. Check with Jesus. If you get to know the voice, and that's why this book here was so important to me. I wanted to know, what does he say? My sheep know my voice.
Yes.
And I wanted to know his voice.
Right.
Well, that's when I got to over there in 3 John, where it talked, above all, God wanted you to be rich. And I knew Jesus never said, Jesus said, woe unto the rich. Jesus never talked about the good things being loving money. And if you'll start running everything by Jesus, it will clear up your doctrine. It will clear up your because a lot of people just say, I just don't know what to believe. This one tells me this one. Well, believe the Word. And remember, Jesus Christ is the Word.
Yes.
So this is, let's know the Word. Can we do a know the Word offer or something?
Yeah, that's a good title.
What we'll do is we'll use this to...
know the Word.
What we'll do is any profit from this will go to build that nursery. We're trying to do that. We had another mystery that we were supposed to talk about, but we won't do that today.
We can hold it.
The Yad, is that the right word?
Secret of the Yod.
Yod.
It's a secret of overcoming. It's really cool, but it's in there.
So that'll be in the set.
That'll be in the set. album. Yes.
For $100, you're getting a lot of stuff. So we did almost everything. Yeah. Little highlights. Yeah. And they'll get it all in the book.
They'll get much more.
Tapes.
Yes, much more.
And
much more than
your new book. Will we introduce it?
I think you will. Time? I think the next time I'm here, I'll have, I will find the book here for the first time, and I'll have my voice as well.
Yeah.
But it will be the premiere, as far as I know, as the Lord used it every other time. It will be the new book, which I'm still finishing while I'm here, but it already has a cover, and they're getting ready to get it right on there, which will be called The Book of Mysteries. And as it is, the Harbinger has a mystery, opens up a mystery. This is going to open up hundreds of mysteries of everything, everything.
Oh,
so exciting.
That's the cover.
Don't order it.
It's not out.
It's not been printed.
It's not out yet.
He's still writing
but
it.
that is what it's going to look
like.
like.
The mystery is where that picture came from. Somewhere.
Right.
That actually, there is a mystery to where that came from. that picture, there is a mystery there.
I like it.
Yeah, so that's going to be. Next time I'm here, I'm sure we can give it. Yeah.
We're going to have a song, right? Do we have enough singers and musicians there today?
Yes, we do.
Anybody to help me? I was going to pick Soon and Very Soon. We're going to see the King, because it's going to happen. And remember, we do have in stock right now this Unit 3, version 3 of the generator.
That's right.
And we have them. They're there. And a miracle, really, I mean, it's just a miracle that a company had ordered them, and we have so many orders coming in that people want this unit that the manufacturer said, we can have the orders at another company that we have priority anyway. So we have these now available.
That's great.
To send to our people because they've been ordering so like
Right.
crazy. But this is the new model, and it actually has a system that charges from the sun faster
That's
than
right.
the older model did.
Yes, so it really is. People are kind of thrown off by the shape of it, but it's just a new exterior between the second and the fourth model. But they've done some tweaking. It's going to be charging a lot faster, but it's still the same price. It's only $1,784.
Yeah, and it's going to be a lot more than that when the new one comes out.
Yes, and it even comes with the bonus of the $500 retail value of the solar panel, and it comes with the $50 retail value of the 20-foot solar extension cord, a multi-cooking toolkit, and even some gourmet food. It's 3 days for 2 people, and it's all of this for a donation of only $1,784 to the ministry.
And everything you order, part of it all goes to keep the voice of the prophets, the PTL television network, on the air.
We will be right back after this special message.
Are you prepared to function without the power grid? We've talked at length on the Jim Baker Show many times about these dangers, and we're so excited that many of our partners have stood behind this ministry and helped to support us as we continue to carry messages like these. You know, the makers of our fuelless generator are hard at work on a brand new model, but they've released a special limited edition generator as part of a special offer. There are only a few hundred of these in the warehouse, and when they're gone, so will your chance of getting a generator for several months. Don't let what you see fool you. Under this black case is the same fuelless generator we've been offering for more than a year. It still features the incredible lithium-ion technology and can even charge just a little faster than our other generator. On the front, as you can see, there are 4 USB ports that allows you to charge your cell phone, your iPad, your iPhone, any device that requires a USB port to charge. It has 2 standard AC power outlets, so you can run your refrigerator, your freezer, or even a microwave. It can also power a big screen television, a clothes washer, and power tools, and so much more. You can also power any device that uses the Anderson connector. And by using a 12-volt car outlet, you can plug in your favorite portable cooking pots, your coolers, or even our 12-volt heating blanket. Take a look at the LCD screen here. It will show you not only how much the generator has been charged, but also the amount of wattage that is charging the generator and the amount of wattage that it's pumping out. So if the front end is your output, let's take a look at the back side. So I'm just going to flip this generator around for you. And you see, you'll notice we have one port to plug in your AC power cord, one Anderson port, and we're also going to have a key slot. Your generator will come with a set of keys that you can keep with the generator to safely power it on and off at any time. And what's neat about this generator is that you can have up to 4 solar panels connected at any time. But there's only one port, you may say. That's no problem at all. Let's take a look at the solar panel that you'll receive with this generator. It's the exact same folding panel we've been sending out with all of our generators, and the panel that you can order on its own. When you open it up, you'll see that there are 2 Anderson connectors. Using these, you can daisy chain up to 4 solar panels. Let me show you how this works. First, take the long cord from your first panel and plug it into the short cord from the second panel, like this. See? It's that easy. And you can have up to 4 of these hooked up at a time. When you do this, your generator will charge in less than 2 hours. We are so dependent on energy today. And this limited edition fuelless generator will give you the power you need when you need it the most. You can receive this limited edition fuelless generator for a donation of only $1,784 or more to the ministry. You will also receive the folding solar panel, the 20-foot solar panel extension cord, a power cord to charge this from a wall outlet, and a set of keys to turn the generator on and off. You'll also receive the 78 serving meal kit and a cooking kit as a bonus. Do not wait to order this limited edition fuelless generator. We only have a few hundred generators available, and they will not last long. So call today, 1-888-988-1588 with your donation towards this limited edition fuelless generator. Our operators will know how many are left and will help make sure you get yours. That toll-free number again is 1-888-988-1588. Please don't wait until the last minute. Call now to receive this limited edition fuelless generator. Thank you for your prayers and financial support that helps keep the PTL television network, the voice of the prophets, on the air.
I want to, everyone in the audience today, every family, I want to give you one of my prison books.
Wow.
One of my words of Jesus. So I'm going to have one for you. I'm sending over to shipping department right now and give you all one to take home. So thank you for hanging out with us today with the rabbi.
Yeah.
And appreciate the rabbi being here.
Yeah.
He has been a little bit under the weather, but he's just tired, wore out, and a lot of allergies going on. And you pray for the rabbi.